Have you ever thought about this? What if we could solve a product's biggest environmental problems before it's even made? It sounds kind of out there, right? But that's the powerful idea we're going to unpack today. It's all about a framework that could totally reshape our future, the Circular Designer's Toolkit. Okay, so to really get why this toolkit is such a game changer, we first have to pinpoint where the problem actually begins. And spoiler alert, it doesn't start in a landfill. Nope, it all starts way, way earlier, right on the designer's drawing board.
All right, I want you to remember one number. Just one. 80%. That's it. According to the European Union, a staggering 80% of a product's entire environmental impact, the whole thing, is decided during the design phase. Just let that sink in for a second. That means most of the waste, the pollution, all of it, it's literally baked into the blueprint before a single factory even hums to life.
So you can see how this puts a massive responsibility on designers, right? But it's also an incredible opportunity, because if the problem is designed in, well, that means it can be designed out. So what's actually in this new toolkit for them? What are we talking about here? Let's crack it open and see. The answer is a pretty radical shift in how we think. It's called circular design. And look, this isn't just one simple fix. It's a whole new philosophy, a whole new way of looking at things. And it's built on three really powerful core principles. So what is circular design really? At its heart, it's all about creating a closed-loop system. The main goal? To design waste and pollution out of the picture right from the get-go. We want to keep products and materials in use for as long as humanly possible. And here's the kicker. Ultimately, we want to regenerate natural systems, not just drain them dry. Okay, so tool number one in the toolkit, it's all about slowing resource flows, basically slowing everything down. We're ditching that disposable, throwaway mindset. Instead, we're designing for longevity. Think of a really solid piece of furniture that gets passed down through generations, or a phone that's actually designed to be repaired, not just tossed out. It's simple, right? The longer we use something, the less new stuff we have to make. All right, next up, we've got tool number two, narrowing resource flows. This one is all about efficiency. The big question here is how can we get the same or even better results using fewer materials and less energy? A great example is modern laptops, right? They're way more powerful than they used to be, but they're also thinner and lighter. It's just smart design, doing more with less. And that brings us to the third and absolutely crucial principle, closing resource flows. This is the whole closing the loop idea. It's where a product's end of life becomes a brand new beginning. So instead of heading to a landfill, its materials are designed from day one to be recovered so they can become the raw ingredients for the next wave of products. That's how you create a truly waste-free system. So there you have it, our three big principles, slowing, narrowing, and closing. But that all sounds a bit abstract. How do these big ideas actually translate from theory into real-world practice? Let's take a look at the actual strategies designers are using right now. So you can see here, each of those principles branches out into real, clear actions. Slowing flows, that means designing stuff for easy maintenance, for durability. Narrowing flows, that leads to things like resource efficiency and making things smaller, miniaturization. And closing flows, well, that requires designing for super easy disassembly and recycling. This is basically the hands-on playbook for any circular designer. But hang on a second. There's a catch, and it's a big one. A designer can create the most perfect, most brilliantly circular product in the world, a phone that's a breeze to repair, or a package that's 100% recyclable. But what happens if nobody actually does it? What if nobody bothers to repair it or recycle it? And this, right here, brings us to the most critical, and honestly, the most often overlooked piece of the whole puzzle. The entire system completely breaks down if the user, the customer, doesn't participate. The circle is incomplete without us. So designers have to start thinking about influencing our behavior. And there are really two sides to this coin. On one hand, you've got design for sustainable behavior. That's about getting us to consume less, like think of the eco mode on your washing machine. But then you've also got design for circular behavior. This is about actively getting you to join in, to participate in the circle, like making it super easy and maybe even rewarding to return a product so it can be reused. And you absolutely need both. What this really means is that the modern designer has to be part psychologist, part engineer. It's wild. They're not just shaping plastic and metal anymore, they're trying to shape our actions and our habits, all to help us complete that circle. And guess what? They have a playbook for this too. For example, they can give us eco-feedback, basically showing us the direct impact of our choices. Or they can steer our behavior by just making the circular option the default, the easiest choice. And for the really cutting-edge stuff, they can design for sharing, creating whole systems that challenge our old-school ideas of ownership. This, right here, this is the core takeaway. A circular designer has to juggle all three of those resource flows. They have to slow them, narrow them, and close them, and do it effectively. But they also have to understand that none of it, absolutely none of it, works without that one final crucial element. Because when it comes down to it, the customer's behavior is the absolute linchpin of a successful circular economy. So this all leaves us with one final and maybe the most important question of all. Designers can create the path for us. They can build the system. They can make the right choice the easy choice. But when that product is actually in your hands, that final step, well, that's on you. So the question is, will you be the one to complete the circle?